Hi, Ekta. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good. Nice to meet you. It's nice
You
to
as
see
well.
a face with the voice.
Yeah. Is my light okay? Because if it's dark, I can move or turn some lights on too.
No, it looks fine.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for participating, and I'm going to hand it over to Ella.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Ekta.
Hi, Ella. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How's it going?
Good.
All right. Well, I'm ready whenever you are.
Question number one. Why did you choose this career?
So when I was 14, so I grew up in New Jersey. And when I was 14, I got to see my first meteor shower. And out in New Jersey, it's not like Tucson where you get the great nighttime skies so you can see all the stars. We have a lot of lights everywhere, and so you can't really see that much during the nighttime. But I was lucky enough to see this meteor shower right when I started high school. And I kind of got me thinking that people must do astronomy as a career. And so I kind of kept it in the back of my head throughout high school. And then when I got to college, I talked to a few of my counselors there and asked them what I would have to do to have a career in astronomy. And so they sort of helped me get there. So that was pretty much the starting point.
What do you like most about your job?
I think my favorite part is actually doing things like this. So I like talking a lot to kids and adults who aren't scientists, and telling them about all of the cool new discoveries in astronomy and all the things that you might see in the news. I like just talking to people about it and teaching them, what we're learning every day about the galaxies and stars and planets and all that kind of stuff.
What is the most challenging part of your job?
So I work a lot with computers. I use a lot of data, and that means I have to learn how to analyze it. And the way I do that is by using a lot of computer science. So I write a lot of computer programs, and sometimes it gets difficult because computers are very complex, and you may want to tell them to do something, and something else comes out. And so it's kind of like solving a puzzle, but sometimes it's difficult because you don't really know what's going wrong sometimes. And so you can get caught up on problems like that. So I think that's probably the worst, but also best part of my job because I think it's fun to solve the puzzles, but it can get frustrating when you get stuck for a really long time.
What training and education did you need?
So in college, I had to major in physics. So I went to New York University in New York City. And they did not have an astronomy program for undergrads, but they did have some courses I could take in astronomy. And so I focused on physics, which is closely tied to astronomy. But so I did that and I got my degree. And then now I'm a graduate student at the University of Arizona and I'm trying to get my PhD. So I'm going into my fourth year of this program. So I've pretty much been in this program as long as I did college for. And I still have probably another 2 more years to go. So it's a lot of school. But I like being a student. So it's fun for me.
Wow, what was it like at New York City
It
University?
was really cool. So I grew up very close to it. So living near New York was really great because I got to spend a lot of time there. But it was also an interesting place to go to school because there's so much stuff going on that you have to make sure you also focus on your schoolwork and get the things that you need to do done. But it was a really great experience because there's a lot of great museums and all these activities where you could go and learn about science and also go and talk to a lot of people about your science. So yeah, it was a really fun experience. So if you ever have a chance to visit, you should go.
What are you studying in school?
So what I work on are called satellite galaxies. So just like the moon orbits the Earth and it's a satellite of the Earth, I study essentially small galaxies that orbit bigger ones. So there's lots of different objects in the universe that orbit each other, and so yeah, I'm looking at the smallest satellite galaxies, and particularly those that orbit around our own Milky Way.
What job or career would you have if you weren't doing this?
I think I would be a chef, and particularly I would probably be a pastry chef because I really like baking.
What is your favorite planet and why?
So I think I have to say that my favorite planet is Earth because if Earth wasn't as special as it is, given that it can have life on it, uh, I wouldn't be here to be able to learn astronomy and talk to you about it right now. So I think I'd have to be selfish and say that I think Earth is my favorite, at least until we find another planet that has life on it, which some of my friends are working on right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me interview you.
Yeah, you're really welcome. If you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them, even outside of the project.
Um, my mom said that you had the same book as me.
Oh yeah, I do. It's right here on my
What?
table, actually. This Women in Science book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I have it too. It's a really great book.
What's your favorite woman in there?
Oh, I think it's hard to pick. I don't know. I haven't looked at the whole list in a while, so I'd probably have to pick one of the astronomers. Um, Although Ada Lovelace was also very cool. But I'd probably pick, I think she's in here. Henrietta Leavitt is probably in here. And she worked on, is she? Oh no, she's not in here. I'm thinking of a different book that she's in. Well, I'll tell you about her anyway. She worked as an astronomer, I think, back in the 1930s or 40s, and she worked at Harvard, and she was the first person who classified the different types of stars by doing some observations of them. And she was the one who learned that there's more than just one kind of star. Instead of just the sun, there's lots of different types of stars that are bigger and smaller and more massive and less massive. So I think she's probably one of my favorite scientists. But yeah, it's hard to pick one out of this book because there's a lot of people in there. Actually, the woman that I think is the last one in this book, Mariam Mirzakhani, she unfortunately passed away really recently this summer. But my sister, who is a mathematician, actually knew her and used to work with her, and she's pretty cool too. So that's one person you should read about some more if you have time.
My favorite person is the first one.
Hypatia, yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Yeah, I think it's Hypatia.
I like
Yeah,
her Greek.
yeah, the T is like a sh sound. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty cool too. I'm glad that they have people who are, much farther back in history than today. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're doing this project, and I'm glad you found me somehow to ask me these questions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Yeah, and if
you.
you're ever in Tucson, just let me know.
Okay, we will.
Yeah, Kit
come
Peak's a
down.
little bit of a ways, but if you're ever down in the city, just
Oh, it's not that
yeah.
far. Yeah, we plan on coming down to Kit Peak soon, so we'll give
Okay,
you a buzz
yeah.
and we can meet up.
Okay, that
Okay,
sounds
thank
good.
you
Yeah,
so
shoot me a
much.
message. You're
Okay.
very welcome. Let me know if you need anything else.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.